This will just be free for the purpose of syncing the video. So, thing. Okay, it's now synced. Nice job. Stop. Also, I think this might be an upgrade over walking around showing the room that I'm walking in. Instead, you get to occasionally see me walk into frame. What a great upgrade. I was going to try to do another cubing video, and I decided that for this video, I want it to actually be helpful for my solves. And the winter variation video I made actually kind of was helpful for my solves last time because now I'm actually much better at winter variation from doing that. But I'm not going to let it take as long as it took last time. So I'm going to try to just do it in 1 week, except I'm not doing winter variation, I'm doing COLL.
COLL stands for Corners of Last Layer, and it involves solving OLL cases where all the edges are oriented. Doing a COLL will both orient and permute the corners, leaving you with an edges-only PLL, or EPLL. This is done because EPLLs are generally much faster to solve than normal PLLs, so in many cases doing COLL plus EPLL is faster than doing OLL plus PLL.
So I'm only going to practice one thing, and that is COLL recognition and basically two-sided recognition.
By two-sided recognition, I mean only looking at these two sides, plus the implied top side, to recognize a case. Why did I choose to practice COLL recognition for this video? Although it won't necessarily have the biggest effect on my solves, I chose to do this because I consider this to be one of the weakest aspects of my solves. It takes me quite a while to recognize some COLL cases, so I want to try and fix that for this video.
So like, the winter variation video, I keep comparing it to that, but I'm trying to make this slightly better. Basically better in terms of I actually make more progress at getting better at cubing through this video, and also better in the sense that the video is more entertaining. But anyways, so to do that, instead of doing it for like 30 days or something, I'm only doing it for 1 week. But the difference here is for the winter variation video, I only practiced it for like 40 minutes a day. But since I'm only doing the COLL practice for since I'm actually going to do the COLL practice for only 1 week instead of 30 days. So that will be more efficient in terms of making the video because, what? But since it's only for a week, I have to practice obviously more per day. So I don't have a set amount of time, but my only plan is I have to do 200 regular solves per day, and then I have to do a large amount of COLL practice. So basically I'm just gonna use the ZBLL scrambles on CS timer, because ZBLL and COLL solve the same case, except COLL only solves the corners whereas ZBLL solves the whole thing. But anyways, and I will include recognition in the time. So basically right when I finish scrambling, I will start the timer, recognize the case, and then execute the case, and then do the PLL. I don't use every single COLL. I used to use every single COLL, but then I realized over time that some COLL cases are just not worth it, and you should just do the regular OLL and then the regular PLL, and that's actually faster. So like, I don't use any soon or anti-soon COLLs.
This is because executing a soon or an anti-soon and then doing a regular PLL is generally faster than doing a soon COLL and an EPLL.
And then there's a few random other cases I don't use because the COLL alg is really bad. Basically, I'm just going to do a test, I guess, like today. I guess today will be like, I'll do kind of a test to see what my times are like right now. And then at the end of the week, or we can kind of see how times progress throughout the week. I guess this is such a stupid video. Okay, but I'm trying here. I'm actually trying. Wait, I can't say that in the video. I can't say I'm trying to make this a better video and that's a part of the video. That doesn't make sense, but stop. Oh gosh. So I've already done my 200 solves today of regular solves, and now I will do a session of COLL. So actually, I guess today is kind of like a test day. So basically, today, I'm not going to focus on two-sided recognition. Well, actually, no, you know what? We will do a test. So basically, I will do maybe 200 solves of just my normal recognition of COLL. And we can take note of that time. And then after that point, we will specifically start focusing on two-sided recognition. And at first, I might not have it all down. I might have to I might have to recognize what it looks like, and then look at the other side of the cube to see which case it is, because I don't think I actually have two-sided recognition memorized at this point. I have to go through the process of memorizing every single case of two-sided recognition. That could be a bit difficult. This might be more difficult than I'm anticipating. Okay, shut up. Okay, good job. Wow, this was long and rambly. Okay, bye.
So as I just explained, I did 200 solves using the ZB last layer scrambles on CS Timer. This gave me scrambles which I could solve with COLL plus EPLL, although it did include soon, anti-soon, and PLL scrambles. But this is still a decent metric we can use to track how much progress I made by the end of the week. So yep, time lapse of the 200 solves, wow. Of course the last one is a sin. We did the 200 solves, so the average is 3.39. Now I guess I have to start practicing. And I'm realizing that using CS Timer is not the best way to practice because I don't want to practice soon and anti-soon because I don't even use CLL for those, but I can't stop this from including those in it, so it's going to take extra, it's going to just waste my time whenever I get that. But I don't currently have access to the internet, so I can't use Train U. I wish I could just use that, but I can't because I don't have internet right now. I wish I had just downloaded this page or something. Maybe I'll do that. Once I get back access to internet, I can try that. But today, unfortunately, we're just going to have to use CS Timer, but hopefully I can still make some progress. So good job for me. So I'm just going to start practicing. So basically whenever I get a CLL, I'm only going to look at two sides and try to recognize it based on those two sides. It should be pretty easy. Well, not two sides, but three sides. Like top, this side, and this side here. So hopefully I should be able to do that. Good job. Time for practice. Good. Alright, so I've practiced an additional 164 solves on top of the original 200 original test, and during this 164 solve session, I was specifically only trying to recognize the cases from this angle. So I would only look at these three sides to recognize this case. And in doing so, I realized that I already do recognize most cases from two angles, so that's a good thing. There were only a few cases that I noticed that I was unable to recognize it from two angles. So the most obvious example, so basically this case where you have headlights and you have like opposite or diagonal matching and diagonal opposites. So there's two cases that are like this. There's this one, and then there's the one where these two match and these two are opposite. And basically I had already learned how to recognize it from this angle, but I had not learned how to recognize it from this angle right here. And it's pretty easy to recognize. So basically the way I recognize it from this angle, just do the exact opposite from this side. So like from this angle, if you have none of these colors are matching, then you do this algorithm. But from this angle, you have these two colors matching, so therefore you do this algorithm. So it's basically the same exact idea as what I had already been doing, except the opposite. So anyways, I basically have every two-sided recognition thing down. I just have to practice it. And I'm realizing it's extremely, extremely boring to practice this thing. So I think I might want to like listen to YouTube videos or a podcast or something while I do it. I'm not going to be filming me practicing anymore because I want to use my phone to listen to a podcast while I'm practicing. So yeah, I've done 164 practice solves, and I'll keep going. Then that's that. Good job for me. Hello. So let's see. I did. Ooh, that's a lot. Yeah, you can see there. Obviously my regular session was 378 solves, and then I did the test session of COLL practice, and that was 200 solves. And then after that, I did a total of 773 practice solves practicing two-sided recognition. And I guess we could take a look at the average. It's not really that relevant because I was actually I was taking a lot of time sometimes to like try to recognize the case from the two-sided recognition. But the average of the practice session was 3.53, so a little bit slower than the test session where I didn't have to rely on two-sided recognition. But from now on, we will use the mean to keep track of our progress, since that is what the Train U website uses. So the mean of today's practice session was 3.73. You still have to take into consideration the fact that soon, anti-soon, and PLL cases were included in this session, so 3.73 is probably significantly lower than what it would have been without those cases. But anyways, yeah, I think tomorrow I'll have internet access, so I'm actually going to use the Train U website and I'm actually going to just input specific cases where the most difficult cases to recognize from two sides, because there's only like a handful of cases that I have trouble with from the two-side recognition, so I just want to practice those. So anyways, that's all I'm doing today, so bye, good job. I just wrote algs. So I had previously said I would only need to practice a few cases, but then I realized that although there were only a few cases where I had to learn the two-sided recognition, there were a bunch of other cases that I already knew how to recognize, but I wasn't very good at recognizing them quickly. So when I went through all the COLL cases, I identified quite a few of these cases and copied and pasted the algs into this document. I also copied every alg multiple times, but with different AUFs so I could practice recognition from these multiple AUFs. AUF stands for Adjust Upper Face, so what I mean here is that I want to recognize this case from this angle, this angle, this angle, and this angle. So then I went into Train U, selected COLL, selected Use User Defined Alg Set, and pasted all my algorithms into this box. This would allow me to practice these specific cases, so that's what I practiced on this day. I did 337 practice solves with the specific set of algorithms that I chose, and the mean was 4.49. Good for me, good job. So I continued practicing COLL for the next week. Here we have a chart that shows the results of this practice. Specific means practicing the specific algs I talked about earlier. Full minus S/AS means practicing the full set of COLLs minus soon and anti-soon. You can do this easily with Train U by selecting COLL and checking every box except soon and anti-soon. Also make sure to select the option Random AUF so that you can practice recognition from multiple angles. So for these 4 days, I only practiced the specific algorithms. These are the number of solves I did each day, and these are the mean of each day of solves. If we look at the mean progression for the whole week, it seems to decrease from 4.4 to 3.5 and then stay about there. The day when I got a 3.76 mean might be an outlier because of the smaller sample size. For the last 3 days, I practiced both the specific algs and the full set minus soon and anti-soon. The mean for the latter decreased from 3.46 to 3.25. So there you go. On the last day, I actually filmed my practice session. Like every other day, I started off with the session of 200 regular solves. Dang it. Average 809. Hey, not bad. Then I did 200 solves of practicing specific COLL algorithms. That was a really good last 5 solves. That brought it to a 3.49 mean of 200. So that's pretty good, I guess. Then I did 200 solves practicing the full set minus soon and anti-soon. Oh yeah. 325. 325 average of 200. Let's go. Or mean of 200. Then it was time to do the final test. The first test I did at the beginning of the week, before I had done all this practice, was 200 solves using the ZBLL scrambles from CS Timer. To keep it consistent, I did this again at the end of the week to see if there was any improvement. That's it. I got tons of soons at the end, but whatever. But anyways, the average is 3.09, so that's an improvement. Good for me. I just got a 238 average of 12 because I got tons of soons, including 2 soon PLL skips. And a 183 average of 5. What? Alright. So there you go. The first test had a mean of 3.40, and the second test had a mean of 3.09, so that indicates a significant amount of improvement. Keep in mind that this isn't exactly comparable to the means from the practice sessions throughout the week, because in the tests, I was using scrambles that included soon, anti-soon, and PLL, while throughout the week, these cases weren't included. but still you can tell that improvement took place, both from the decreasing means of the practice sessions and the decreasing means of the tests. Anyways, that's it for this video. I hope it was entertaining, and I would really appreciate feedback. Goodbye.